Well, hello there, Internet. Greg Everett, Catalyst Athletics, back again. This is Aimee starting off with, looks like 79 kilos. Not too bad. A little bit squishy overhead, but pretty damn good. Brian Wilhelm there, just warming up, 160. This is a week or two ago. I think this is probably last week, possibly last Saturday. Blake there, 100 kilos. He snatched 115. I think 2 weeks ago on Monday, which as a 69 kilo lifter is pretty good. So these guys have a meet coming up the week after the American Open, so a week from this past weekend it will be for you when this video comes out. Brian here, 180. That's Bruce Wilhelm, by the way, in the background, 76 Olympian in weightlifting. He won the first two World's Strongest Man contests. So he comes and hangs out, watches Brian train, usually on Saturdays. So pretty cool to have him in the gym. Brian there, 190. Just having a ongoing wrist problem, and so we're limited in how much and how frequent we can do overhead work. So you can see sometimes his jerks and stuff are a little bit shaky, and it's largely because of the wrist pain. Kara there with 79 kilos. I think she was trying to match Aimee as they went from across the gym. Blake here, 110. His training's been going pretty well lately. He's had some knee pain that's held him back a little bit. That dates back to his college football playing. So it kind of comes and goes. Usually doesn't hold him back too much, but every once in a while will get kind of swollen and restricted. And so he's kind of been battling that for the last couple weeks. So, one day he can train just fine. The next day it's really bugging him. He can't pull off the floor. Brian here, 200. Looks like we'll see how he does with his legs here. A lot of times he tends to pull that short. He gets behind the bar a little early. Isn't too bad. He got a little bit behind it. So you see how he'll basically get his shoulders behind the bar a little too soon. That's a much better jerk, which means he'll kind of move backwards somewhat. As long as he brings the bar, it's usually okay, but that one was a little bit better. It's 205. So he's got that better leg. If he stays over the bar, he's got the better leg drive at the top, more height. That was just a silly mistake right there. And that's a big problem for a lot of people. As that weight gets heavier, it's much more comfortable to sit back behind it. You feel stronger. The problem is that it makes you lift shittier. So you really have to not only train yourself physically to be strong enough to stay over the bar long enough, but also mentally you have to kind of learn that confidence to know that you if you do stay over it more like that, you're going to be able to get that bar up better. You get under it better. You get into a better position under it. I don't know what Blake did on that one. That was kind of weird. His jerk is really good, so it's really unusual for him to have a weird jerk like that. He jerks 152 as a 69. So every once in a while, obviously, everybody just does something goofy for no apparent reason. So you can't read into that kind of stuff too much. You just kind of brush it off and move on. That's me, 165. I think I was going for 2 cleans and a jerk, and I am 100% sure I missed that jerk. My jerks have been so bad the past few weeks. I don't know what the hell is going on, aside from the fact that I've just been really tired and distracted, but I just got no leg drive at all. Once I stand up with that thing on my shoulders, it feels like about 1,000 kilos, so more so than usual, but I'm pretty much just counting on the fact that if I taper for Americans, I'll feel better. My jerk will come back, which sometimes happens, not always, but we'll find out. It's like I wrote in my article the other day. It's like the puncher's chance paradigm of jerking. If like in fighting, you could be getting your ass kicked for 5 rounds, but if you land one good punch, you can win the fight with a knockout. So I kind of look at jerking the same way for myself. Most of the time I'm going to miss the jerk, but there's always a slight chance that I'm going to make it and make some ridiculous weight. So that's pretty much what keeps me going, despite the fact that I'm fucking terrible at jerks. Blake here, another back off set at 115. That was kind of a weird It looked like he was trying to power that for a second there, but I don't think he was. I think this is the week he tried to power clean 128, couldn't quite get it. His best is 127. Alyssa there, 100 kilos. If you follow us closely, you saw that she jerked 100 kilos for the first time this week as a 63. So her jerk is kind of coming up and starting to meet her clean. She cleans 104. So for a while there, she's had a pretty big gap, but she's been really closing that gap. She's been working hard and getting that jerk up to speed. Danielle here, 87 kilos. She hates front squats probably more than anything. You can see at the very bottom, her upper back kind of rounds. It's kind of a flexibility issue to some extent with the lower body. So we're working on that always and working on getting her upper back stronger too. It's definitely been improving, but those are two tough things to square away, especially if they're long-standing things. Alyssa there with a super sketchy jerk. Oh god. And then there's Kayla. Apparently we're putting these in the videos now. Looks like she doesn't quite know what to do now that she's at the end. This is Kara's daughter, by the way. Oh, there we go. All right, guys. I will talk to you next week. Hopefully I have some good news after the American Open, and have fun training.